He was on magazine covers, giving advice to lawmakers, worth tens of billions.
The golden boy of a brand new kind of money. Until, in days, it all turned out to be built on stolen funds.
Things you've never seen, now revealed.
This is Money in Detail. In our last episode, we told the story of Enron, a celebrated company that turned out to be a giant illusion. And we left you with a warning. Decades later, this exact playbook would come back, dressed in the newest technology on Earth. This is that story. In 2022, one of the most admired names in the world of cryptocurrency wasn't a coin. It was a company called FTX, and the young man who ran it. He was on magazine covers. Lawmakers listened to him. He was worth tens of billions. And then, in a matter of days, it all vanished.
To understand the fall, you have to understand what FTX was supposed to be. It was an exchange, a place where millions of ordinary people bought and stored their cryptocurrency. Think of it like a bank for digital money. You deposit your coins, and the promise, the sacred promise of any exchange, is simple. Your money is yours. It sits there safely, and you can take it out whenever you want. That single promise is the foundation everything stands on. And that is exactly the promise that was broken.
Because behind FTX stood a second company, a trading firm called Alameda Research, run by the same inner circle. And according to U.S. prosecutors, customer money that was supposed to be sitting safely in FTX was secretly funneled to Alameda and used to make risky bets, to buy luxury real estate, to fund political donations, to plug holes when those risky bets went wrong. The money people believed was theirs, untouched, was quietly being spent behind the curtain.
Now this worked, like all these schemes work, as long as nobody asked for their money back all at once. It's the same fragile trick across a century of fraud. As long as customers stayed calm and left their deposits in place, the hole stayed hidden. But in late 2022, confidence cracked. Word spread that FTX might not be as solid as it looked, and people did the most natural thing in the world. They rushed to withdraw their money, all at once.
And that's when the truth came crashing out. Because when everyone asked for their money back, the money wasn't there. FTX couldn't return what its customers were owed, because a vast amount of it had already been sent elsewhere and lost. In a matter of days, a company once valued at tens of billions of dollars filed for bankruptcy. The king of crypto went from magazine covers to a courtroom, and the fall was breathtaking in its speed.
And to understand how the hole grew so large, you have to picture how these two companies were entangled. FTX was the exchange, where the public kept their money. Alameda was the trading firm, making big, risky bets in the volatile world of crypto. When those bets lost, the losses had to be covered somehow. And prosecutors say the money used to cover them came, in secret, from the one place it should never have come from: the deposits of ordinary FTX customers. Money that people believed was simply sitting in their accounts, safe, was quietly financing a gamble they never agreed to take.
And this is the mechanism behind almost every collapse of this kind. It isn't one dramatic theft. It's a slow leak, hidden behind a confident smile. As long as the bets occasionally won, and as long as customers didn't all ask for their money at once, the illusion could keep growing. Each passing month, the gap between what FTX said it had and what it actually had grew wider, and almost no one on the outside could see it, because the whole structure was designed to be too complex, too fast-moving, and too intimidating to question.
The numbers are staggering. U.S. courts found that FTX customers lost around $8 billion. Not abstract, faraway money, the savings of hundreds of thousands of ordinary people around the world who simply believed their deposits were safe, and this wasn't ruled a tragic accident or bad luck. In a court of law, the founder was convicted on 7 counts of fraud and conspiracy and sentenced to 25 years in prison. The verdict was clear. This was deception on a historic scale, and the human scale of that number is what stays with you. $8 billion is not an abstraction on a screen. It was spread across hundreds of thousands of everyday people in dozens of countries. Teachers, drivers, retirees, students, people who had put in a little, and people who had put in nearly everything they had, trusting that a company this famous, this praised, this modern, simply had to be safe. When the exchange froze and the withdrawal stopped, many of them watched their savings turn overnight into a number they could see on a screen but could never touch again.
And the reckoning, when it came, was severe and public. The founder, once celebrated on magazine covers and welcomed in the halls of power, was arrested, put on trial, and convicted on multiple counts of fraud and conspiracy. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison. A verdict that made something painfully clear. This was not simply a business that failed. A court of law found it was a business built, in large part, on deception. But no sentence, however long, could put back what the people at the bottom had lost. And if the pattern sounds eerily familiar, money that was supposed to be safe, quietly used behind the scenes, until confidence broke. That's because it is. The same shape appears in the schemes of a man named Charles Ponzi a century ago, whose name became the very word for this trick. But that story, that's for another episode.
Now here's why this matters to you. Even if you have never owned a single coin, the lesson of FTX is not crypto is a scam. The lesson is much older and much more useful than that. It's about a single, timeless question. When someone holds your money and promises it's safe, how do you actually know it's still there? FTX looked modern, brilliant, unstoppable. But underneath the new technology was the oldest trick in finance, taking money that isn't yours and betting that no one asked for it back all at once.
That's the pattern that protects you for life. Be careful whenever your money is somewhere you cannot clearly see it, held by someone whose returns seem too good, too fast, too easy. The most dangerous place for your money is a black box run by people who tell you to just trust them. FTX wasn't exposed by a genius detective. It fell for the simplest reason in the world. Too many people asked for their money at the same time, and it wasn't there. Reality, in the end, always sends the bill.
And there's one more layer, the one that echoes Enron most painfully. Just like before, the powerful name at the center gets the headlines, the trial, the prison sentence. But the real weight fell on ordinary people. Regular investors who put in their savings because everyone said this was the future. That's the part that never changes across a century of these stories. The fraud is committed at the top, but the price is paid at the bottom, which is exactly why understanding these patterns isn't academic. It's self-defense.
So the next time you see a dazzling new company, a young genius everyone worships, returns that seem to defy gravity, and a chorus of voices telling you that you'll miss out if you don't jump in, remember FTX. Remember Enron. Remember that the technology always changes, but human greed and the trick of spending money that isn't yours is as old as money itself. The costume is new every time. The scam underneath is ancient.
Learning to see that ancient scam under the shiny new surface won't make you rich overnight, but it may be the single most valuable financial skill you can ever build. The ability to ask calmly, while everyone else is euphoric, one simple question. Where exactly is my money? And can I actually get it back right now? If the answer isn't clear, you already have your answer. That's why we look at money in detail. Now tell me in the comments, do you know someone who got caught in the crypto crash? Or have you ever felt that fear of not being able to get your own money back? Write it down. We read them all. And if this made you think differently, leave a like and a comment. It's what helps the channel grow. Next episode, the man who gave this scam its name 100 years ago. See you there.